Yes, my young apprentices, welcome to the known and unknown. I am your host, James. Like the old saying, history is like a young maiden. You can dress her up any way you want. Confucius. I do believe in God. I really do. But the one thing that sticks in my craw is when right wing Christians try to force God's hand and make an apocalypse happen now. That is wrong. God will do it in his own time. And also Muslims, a lot of Muslims are doing that. When Allah, we need you. Well, it's the same God. God of Abraham. That's the one we worship. That's the one Jewish people worship. And it's the one that the Muslims worship. We all worship the same one God. And I hope and pray that God is more forgiving than I am. Because every time I read an article about how Christians think God will be coming soon, well, guess what? Only one person knows that, and that's God. Another thing, one time I was riding on the bus, and this one woman goes, "Oh, yes, God healed me." And then, in the same breath, she said, "But the God of Muslims is the devil." No, no, ma'am. They worship the same God we do. And that's what gets to me. It's just different sections of the same religion. All except that the Jewish people believe that their Messiah hasn't come yet. The Muslims believe that Jesus was just a prophet, not the Son of God. And guess what, people? The Big Bang Theory that everyone says, well, it's not true. Well, it was thought up of by a Catholic priest trying to imagine what God's voice would have looked, would have sounded like. So he called his theory the Big Bang. Yeah, and people say, well, you shouldn't make fun of Trump. But listen here. We've made fun of every president of the United States when they were in office. Abraham Lincoln knew that. George Washington knew that. That is just outrageous. Yes, you can have respect for someone and make fun of them. Okay, boys and girls, it is time for Animal Tales. Teacher in Idaho accused of feeding puppy to a snapping turtle. And now, time for ghost stories. Yes, come around the fire and listen to the ghosts. I was living in Pittsburgh, Kansas, and there was this ghost that was in my apartment. The first time that happened, it really freaked me out. I'd set a burrito in a microwave, right? And it dinged, and I went to get up, and the microwave turned back on again. And every time I cooked a burrito, that happened. That ghost knew how and what temperature I liked my burritos. And thank you for listening. I'd like to take this time to ask you if you can do me a favor. If you have a story, a ghost story, an animal tale, or something, or UFO or a Bigfoot sighting, please email me at jamesunperson853 at gmail.com. And thank you for listening. I also want to thank Art Bell, who inspired me, Clyde Lewis, Jimmy Church, all of them, and Larry Lujak. Thank you. See you again sometime soon.